Alright, it's the Drake's Fortune. Well, it's not Drake's Fortune, is it? I always say that. It's Uncharted. It's Uncharted 3 beta demo, which I think came out. I think for American times it would have been a day and a half now. But I downloaded it yesterday. I didn't play it until today. And I gotta say, I wasn't a massive player of Uncharted 2's multiplayer. If I, because I was quite late at the party buying my own actual copy, but I did play it a couple of days back, and it was alright. There wasn't a whole lot of people playing it. I think it was about 40,000 worldwide, and I was struggling to get into games with full groups. But when I did, it was fun. So yeah, that brings us to Uncharted 3. This is Team Deathmatch. This is the airplane level. It ends up in an airfield, but it starts off in an aircraft. As you can see, these trucks trying to sort of land near the aircraft. People jump on. The trucks add sort of act as the spawn points, and it adds an interesting little dynamic to it. I mean, you can get some pretty cool scenes like this part here. I'm hanging off the back of a truck and just trying to pop this guy. Yeah, I like the way it's set up. It's kind of reminds of Killzone 3 because you get little cutscenes with each mission, and that seems to be like an increasing trend now. And I'm not sure who did that first. I know there's a few games that did it first, but the only one to spring to mind of late are Killzone 3 and the hugely disappointing Brink. So as you can see, trying to get onto this plane, there's no real reason to get into the plane. It doesn't really have a detrimental effect on the overall experience, but if you want to get there. So obviously the plane takes off, and that's where it leads us into the sort of normal-ish territory of airfield. And this is where the game just becomes, well, this game just becomes a normal run and gun team deathmatch. You'll see these icons on the wall appearing randomly, and they're people's emblems. If you're doing quite well, say if you killed 3 guys in a row in a certain area, your emblem will appear on the wall. Take that guy out, because I was quite happy with AK-47. And yeah, so the emblems appear if you're doing quite well. It's not nothing amazing, but it's an alright touch. It's pretty cool to see your own little emblem, there we go, on the wall. But unfortunately, at this moment in time, there's not a whole lot of choice in like design, because most of them are locked to the treasures. You unlock the emblems via getting a certain amount of treasures. You kill people. I'm not entirely sure how they all work, but as far as I can tell, some are randomly spawned in the areas of the map, which you have to go and pick up yourself, and it'll add to your overall collection score. It's like a stat tracking thing in the main menu, and you also get some if you, I think it's if you kill 3 people in a row or something. I'm not entirely sure how it works. So I'll have to sort of investigate further on when I play a couple more games. But from what I can tell, the treasure things unlock more emblem selections. There's also a weird little kill streak thing going on. You get medals, and certain medals unlock. It's a certain amount of medals that unlock your ability to use RPGs, or I think ones run faster. I was looking on the menus, there's one which seems to be for DLC, which I'm guessing is a pre-order bonus, where you can turn into a swarm of spiders. Yeah, no one's used that yet. I don't think it's available in the beta, but nevertheless, it'd be interesting to see when the full game comes out, people turn into spiders. So yeah, as I was saying, the kill streak things, you don't get them for very long. The only ones I've been seeing really are the speed boosters I was telling you about, and the one I have on, which is RPGs. You get 2 rockets. I think you get about 25 seconds to use them both. I kind of like the idea that the sort of, capping kill streaks, because kill streaks seemingly seem to be the next big thing in FPS and just overall multiplayer games, especially like competitive types, not like sports games like when you get in FIFA where you score 3 goals in a row and you become Messi or some shit like that. But you know what I mean, kill streaks seem to be further on, just jumping into games. And I was worried that perhaps if this trend does continue, that a lot of games will suffer really bad balancing issues, but it's not that bad here, because of the amount of time you get with the rocket launcher and the scales of the maps. The maps aren't always really tight, so you get plenty of scale to move away from the rockets. Plus, when you get 2 rockets anyway, so you can't really just hold them out. The weapons themselves, there's the Gale, or the Galil, whatever you want to call it. I thought it was fully automatic, so when I first used it, I was just holding my finger trying to kill this guy, but it just stopped after 3 shots, and I was like, oh, turns out it's burst fire. It doesn't seem all that effective. I get killed by it a few times, yeah, but I don't think it's that effective. I prefer the AK-47. The AK-47 just seems perfect all-around weapon for this multiplayer game, because you got a lot of long-range situations, a lot of mid-range situations, and you also get quite a bit of close-range situations, and the AK-47 ticks all the boxes. You'll sometimes see people doing taunts. I didn't realise how to do them until recently. I was playing the Horde mode version in this. I got some footage of that. I'll stick that up. Probably not with commentary because I don't want to bore you all. And the taunts, I think, have some effect on the game. There's a couple of perks. I'm just going to call them perks. They're called boosters, but I'm going to call them perks. Some of the boosters use the taunts to incorporate them into their effectiveness. I think you got a taunt over a guy's corpse that you just killed and you get some ammo. I think there's a couple more later on, but obviously I haven't unlocked them. I haven't really checked them all out. The weapon selections, for the most part, there's a nade launcher, which isn't particularly that good. I think you might have just seen us use it. It's not particularly that good. It seems to take like 3 nades to kill someone unless you hit them directly, and if anything it seems to knock them back. I'm guessing that's kind of a good thing, because considering that it's a nade launcher and they're very easy to use, we didn't want to have one ridiculously overpowered weapon in the game like a lot of other titles that are currently on the market. Other than that, you've got your normal blend of shotguns, pistols, sniper rifles, assault rifles. There's an SMG. I've only seen one SMG so far in the multiplayer, and I haven't had a chance to use it. So yeah, that's like sort of the bare basics covered. I'm going to talk about the actual game, what I think of it. Obviously the beta, I'm not expecting this to be the final product, but so far I've been having fun with it. I've had about 5 or 6 games. I can't say I've been frustrated with any of them. The matchmaking system doesn't seem that bad. It's not uber fast, but it's quick. Yeah, there's nothing I can really complain about, other than sometimes I think it might be because the overseas connections. I'm not entirely sure how this game does its multiplayer games, if it's like peer-to-peer or dedicated servers. I'm pretty sure it's not dedicated servers, but you can tell when you're versing someone from, say, America, because they tend to take a few more bullets, or sometimes they'll die like 3 seconds later after you've emptied the full clip into you. And there's also a problem with, you can be shooting a guy and you can headshot him, he'll die, but then somehow he'll manage to kill you at the same time, which is kind of confusing considering you just blew his head off. But yeah, it happens in a few games. I mean, it happened quite a lot in Gears of War 3 beta, and Gears of War 2, and Gears of War 1. But nevertheless, the game overall, well, the beta overall so far of Uncharted has been quite fun. I like the levels. The levels are quite well designed. There's a lot of layers to them. They're not all just one-trick ponies. And for that, it sort of blends up the gameplay. So you got your long range, as I said, your medium range, your short range. There's also the opportunity to pull off some pretty cool stuff when you're like hanging from places, shooting people with pistols, sneaking up with someone, assassinating them. You would have seen that previously in this video. The levels are nice and big, so you can have decent, exploration. You can have decent ranges of combat, as I said before. The level design doesn't look really repetitive like it does in some titles. Nor does it ever look like there's a section that's kind of been forgotten about. It all looks like they've paid attention to level design, which is very, very nice and very appreciative. Well, there's not a whole lot I can say. It's just fun. It's just a good fun beta so far. I would say that perhaps there is a time where some things do get a little bit frustrating in terms of spawn points. You can spawn on your teammate, and sometimes you can kill a guy, but seeing someone's already said they want to spawn on that guy, he'll just appear and assassinate you behind. It's a little bit irritating, but I'm guessing they can sort that out after all the beta. But yeah, overall impressions, it's enjoyable so far. I hope they can sort of polish it a bit, because sometimes it does feel like it is a beta, which it is. So I'm crossing my fingers hoping that this isn't the final multiplayer product. If it is, it's good enough, but it's Uncharted 3, and Uncharted 3 and the Uncharted franchise has always been known for that extra bit of polish, that extra bit of finesse. But yeah, overall, decent maps. Love the little intros. I love the mix and gameplay. I love the level design, and there's not really a whole lot I can complain about. If you're part of the Welcome Back scheme back to PSN, you can pick the beta up now because it's open to PS Plus users. So totally get it, and totally try it. There's a in-depth customization thing. Well, it's not really in-depth, but it's there. Not really a whole lot to say about that. I've just completely forgot about it till now. And a ranking system like every other game now. But yeah, go and download it.